Get ready for a new episode of Eating My Soup and Minding My Business with your host, Tamika, the Therapy Diva, where we share love, light, and all things fabulous. Grab your cups and get ready. Hey, welcome to this episode of Eating My Soup and Minding My Business. I'm your host, Tamika. Let's get right on into it with the soup of the week. So this week's soup is one of my favorites. It's a favorite because it's seasonal. Chick-fil-A is a southern restaurant. If you're in the South, you've heard of it. You've probably eaten at it. And they have the original chicken sandwich. One of the soups that they have is a chicken tortilla soup. And chicken tortilla soup is a real peculiar soup for me because you can find it in all kinds of restaurants, cooked all kinds of ways. I like their soup. It has like a white bean with it. I'll insert a picture, of course, of it or a video of it. But I had Chick-fil-A soup this week and it was tasty. I ate it, felt like, okay, regular. Had a little something off, but sometimes because cilantro is in it, it can be a little bit more cilantro than normal. Well, let me tell you what happened. Child, I got sick as a dog. D-O-G. It was coming out of both ends, if you know what I mean. All I could say was, Lord, if I gotta be this sick, at least let me lose a couple of pounds. I don't have an eating disorder, but I am focused. Hey, I'm gonna find a way to celebrate something and everything because I'm a winner and winners win something. So that was my soup of the week. Like I said, I liked it. It's a good soup. I believe the soup was the issue with me that night. I just didn't write into Chick-fil-A and tell them that because I didn't want them to start throwing that Christian chicken breast at me. But I'm not going to order it again this season, at least not from that restaurant. Sorry. So every soup ain't going to be, while it's good coming in, it may not be good coming out. I crack myself up. But while we have soup, I do have new merch. You know, I got merch, right? Let me show you. Hold on. I'm so excited about this.
A few moments later.
Child, you fail to prepare, you prepare to fail. I ain't got them soup cups with me. So I came up here to do my recording and I left it. But anyway, I'll insert a clip of the cups that I have. And they are soup cups. They will be for sale on my website. Go to my website so you can purchase your soup cup and mind your business. Let's talk about the business today. Okay. So I am a Real Housewives of whatever city watcher. I watch just about all the cities. One of the cities that I love is Salt Lake. There is a documentary about Mary Cosby. Yeah, Mary Cosby. That she is the housewife who introduced the series pretty much because she was married to her. She is married to her step grandfather and she runs a church. And in running the church, she has been called a cult leader. So there is a lot of commentary on the internet and a lot of documentaries about Mary being this cult leader. So I watched it. I am one of those people that if I like you, I'm probably not going to read your bio. And if I like you, I'm not going to read or watch a lot of things about who you are because I kind of already form an opinion in my head. And sometimes I can be biased by that. And I can say, you know, oh, that's not true. Or I don't want to hear what these people are saying, X, Y, and Z. So I like Mary, and against my regular disposition on this subject, I decided to watch it because I wanted to just to see what other people had to say. And there were a couple of situations that happened that made me think about how adults fall into these traps where they are depending and believing heavily what other people are saying. They're being manipulated. So if you think about your scams, scammers, etc. I was talking with someone about Jennifer Williams, the basketball wife, and her marriage to Christian Gold, I think is his last name. And how all of her friends just, you know, they were trying to say, oh, he's this bad apple. He's no good. He's a scammer, blah, 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 blah. And she was hearing none of it. She was just like, I'm getting married and I'm loving this guy. And everybody's like, ugh. Wake up and smell the roses, girl. And how sometimes we find ourselves in situations with people and they don't have our best interests at heart, and they begin to be manipulators. I see it a lot in church settings. That's why you have people with this church hurt. Another plug for the Black Mental Health Conference. I'll tell you about a speaker that I went to do one of her sessions on last year at the conference. She was talking about kind of like surviving a cult and some of the things that the cult leader had her doing, like she was paying all the bills. The lady had a house. She ended up living in a 1-bedroom apartment with like her son and maybe 12 other people. They were giving all of their money to this leader, this person, and she did not say that there was some inappropriate sexual things going on between she and this leader, but I'm a counselor professionally. This skin, I'm a black girl all day long. I know how to read between the lines. I know how to read some signs. I know what I know. And several of us left that session saying, there were some parts probably left out. So, but let's just take it at face value. There are times when you encounter people in a non-romantic setting. This information is still applicable in romantic settings, but now I want to talk about non-romantic settings. So non-romantic settings such as just your regular friendships, co-worker relationships, we are part of the same organizations, like social organizations, could be sororities, could be church, any of those organized places that you meet people. And there is manipulation that happens. Churches have been synonymous for it. I think some of that is the nature of the beast. You're coming to a place where you are probably very vulnerable with your emotions. You are seeking, most of us are seeking something. You know, we're seeking to serve. We're seeking to gain information. We're seeking to build relationships. We're seeking to be better people. And there are some people that are in those situations that are just seeking to improve themselves. The exploitation is usually going to be financial in nature. I've seen it be relational, very controlling, very territorial. You know, the people who, as soon as you see somebody come to church and they start hanging with a certain clique of people, now all of a sudden they don't talk to anybody else but them. That's who I'm talking about. You know, you go to work and you have these people who, as soon as somebody comes in that's new, they're the ones who pull them right in. I wonder if we pay attention to the fact that narcissists live everywhere. Like, a narcissist is not just trying to be your partner in love. I think we forget that that same narcissistic person, regardless of gender, Don't think narcissists are just men, because that's what Lifetime puts on the screen, right? I think that we forget that oftentimes narcissistic people and that personality and that controlling and manipulative side is right next to us. They are sitting at the pew. They are in the sorority meeting with us. They are at the Dress for Success event. They are those people who find themselves always in need. They always need you to do something. They are always so gracious. They do the love bombing. And let me talk a little bit about that. So love bombing, I'm always surprised when people don't really know what love bombing is. I say that love bombing is when people give you full access to everything, all of their emotions, all their thoughts, all their feelings, everything that hurt them. They give it to you way too soon. They are so available and they want the same from you. They give you all of the attention that you want, everything that you thought you never could have had. They're right there. And it happens so seemingly organic that you don't notice it. So I'll give you an example. It's when I start talking to so-and-so, man, we talk all day. You look at your call log and all of their calls are yours. You find yourself ignoring other calls that come through to maintain that same phone call with the other person. Yes, you're connected to them, but if you knew that so if I know that if I hang up and get off the phone with Sue to answer for Sarah, then Sue is going to be, disappointed, mad, or have some kind of feelings. Or I feel like I need to come up with an excuse to get off the phone with Sue. Or if Sue calls, I don't answer. I don't feel like I can just pick up and say, oh yeah, I was busy. Oh, hey girl, I was doing something. I saw that and I said, I call you back. Those are very acceptable reasons to not talk to somebody. You don't have to talk to people all the time. But I think the thing is that usually narcissistic people have either a story that's alluring, that brings you in and makes you want to listen to them, either feel sorry for them. They just have that sad story, or they're very charismatic. They are your engaging people. They're very funny. They always got something. They got something for you. They're telling you something. They make you feel valued. They make you feel wanted. Hey, can you help me with this, girl? You always do this. You're such a this, that. They can be overly complimentary. When you are being love bombed, I don't know of a single person who knows they're being love bombed and kind of remains in it. If you are wise enough to kind of recognize that it's love bombing, you usually put a halt to it, and then you slow it down. That dead fruit is going to fall off on its own. But when I see people who they have been love bombed and then somebody says to them, it sounds like love bombing. And the person is like, no, I don't think so. I think that, I think she's just a cool person. And I'm like, yeah, cool people don't monopolize all of your time. They don't make you feel like, you're the one. This is another thing that a manipulative, narcissistic person can do during a love bombing stage. It is like they want to put you on. They're always the ones who try to elevate you in something. Hey, oh no, you got this. Oh, I got these tickets to so-and-so. Oh, let me do this. Let me introduce you to my blah, 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 blah. They can help you get da, da, da. It's almost like creating a sense of entitlement to your space, your time, and to you. And it creates a system of dependency. Now you owe me. You ever thought about that? I know. So when we talk about Mary and this church, I did watch one of the documentaries, and a lot of the things that some of the parishioners or former parishioners were saying sounded like love bombing. It sounded like narcissistic abuse, that they were brought in. There was an immediate attraction to her spirit to whatever was going on. Then the question started to be asked, can you, will you, won't you? And the person wants to give it to him because after all, this person has made you feel good, right? So you want to do it. I think that's where things start to go left. And then these people start to wake up and say, to be honest, when I'm in therapy and talking to people, what they feel like, or the thing that wakes them up, is when they realize that this wasn't special and reserved for them. All of the people that were in there that had been former parishioners, they said it without saying it. It's like everything was good until I saw she did this to everybody. Until that's how she just was. Until I needed something special and she didn't do it. Or she treated me like normal. That rejection is what causes people then to see, oh, wait a minute. This may be not exactly what I thought it was. But what I think is sadder is that most of the people who fall in love, and I mean romantic love, non-romantic love, kinship, fall in love with a narcissist, fall for a narcissistic person, they actually want to be back in their relationship with them. Not because they want to be abused, but because they want to be valued, they want to be visible, they want to be identified, and they want to be connected to something. There's a rush, there's a lot of endorphins, there's a lot of positive, happy emotions that the people get that they seem like they just want. So I know I gave you all of that, but going into that documentary, all I kept thinking was, they're mad at her. She stopped doing something. They recognized she was doing it for somebody else. They're mad at her. And the control that she has on them or had on them, if she were to display some humility and then re-enter their lives, they'd take her back. That's the sad part for me. Like, I think that's sad. But watch the documentary. I still like Mary, but from a safe distance. Like, I just like her. She's quirky. She has all of the fashions. She says all type of abrupt things, and I like Mary. Sue me, sue me, sue me. But that's my eating my soup and minding my business soup of the week. Let's go into our next let's go into our next segment. Tea or toss? So tea or toss, we'll do a couple of things today. One, I saw, I get the Ivy box because I'm a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. And this month's box had a bubble enameled like name necklace. And when I got it, I was like, how dreadful. Like this doesn't seem like something I would wear. I was, informed that it's something that maybe the undergrad or younger sorors would enjoy. I'm going to keep it in my little vault. But these enameled bubble necklaces, tea or toss? What do y'all think? I know that this may be a generational thing, but name necklaces, things with your initials on it. Is that tea? Is that what you like? I love a name necklace. It takes me back to my Sex in the City days. I have one that has Tamika is written in script. I absolutely love it. I put a couple of pictures in there for you guys to see. I love it. I love when you have like initial earrings. I love the Tiffany. This is Tiffany T bracelet. I love it. I love like the Laverne and Shirley thing with your initials. I love it. So personalizing things with your name and or initials. Tea or toss? Let me know. Do you want to see my outfits of the day? I'll show it to you. Hold on. So this is the outfit of the day. It's just a dress, green dress. I think I got this from Amazon. I'm not really sure. But it has like the little fishtail. I wore it with some black tights. Had on black Louboutins today, but I took them off and exchanged them for my fast flats. Don't leave home without these. I don't care where you're going. Get a pair, put them in your car, because fast flats save lives. And I'm standing by that. This dress, tea or toss? Just let me know. Comments below. And now to our favorite segment, that's tea to me. So earlier we talked about narcissistic abuse and what it looks like to be in a controlling, love bombing relationship. Well, let me switch up for a minute and talk to you a little bit about vernacular and what we should or should not say, how we should or should not be communicating with each other. So there is a clip of Donald, I won't call his whole name, some people's presidents, some of these states' presidents. And he was responding to someone who was attempting to heckle him. And he not only cursed the person with an expletive, he also threw a finger sign up at him. So, and that's tea to me. I want to talk about assertive communication. What is appropriate and what is inappropriate, especially as it relates to profanity. Now, profanity, I've seen it be said that, oh, it's a very low form of communication. People use profane words when they're not intelligent and they don't have the vernacular or the communicative skills to tell you things in ways that aren't slang. Could be true. Could be true. I've also seen it be said that cursing, using explicit language, is a great way to tell who's honest, and that people who use curse words are very honest. So we have people who are thought that you're either low intelligent when you're using them, highly honest, okay? And I've wondered if, especially as it relates to poise, being proper, is it classy? Is it classy for a lady to curse? Should a lady stay a lady and use words that are proper, even when she's in disagreeable situations, when there is aggressive things, even when it is the perfect punctuation so that everyone clearly understands what she's saying? Should a lady ever curse? Is it ever right? You know, when I tell you I've gone back and forth on this, there are times where I'm fasting from cursing. There are times where I just didn't curse at all. Like I had gotten to a place of discipline where I just wasn't using curse words. And there's sometimes where I curse like a sailor. I am of the mindset that it should be appropriate for the setting, and that includes the people that you're around. And it should be used carefully to communicate your thoughts. If it's appropriate and people understand it, like if I'm talking to people who won't understand me saying, let's see, poop. If I said poop to some people and they thought, well, that's juvenile, it's something that you'd say to a baby, and now you're trying to talk to me like I'm a child, then I may need to, or if I say defecate, it could be like, oh, you're trying to talk over me and you want to talk like, you know, you are so smart, you got all these degrees. But if I said the SHIT word, then they would be like, okay, I understand you. I get exactly what you're saying. I think that language should be studied, and linguistics is very important. I think that when you take language and you choose to only respect certain vernaculars, certain words, certain times, certain ways that you want to hear messages, that you cut off an entire audience of people. I think that there should be common sense that goes along with what you say when you say it, and that there should always be a mindset of how the person I'm communicating this with is going to receive it. I don't think there's ever a time that a president should, in response to a critic, use two sets of languages, not only foul, vulgar language, but also use the accompanying finger sign that goes along with it. I don't think that that's ever appropriate for the House and for the role that he represents, right? If this is just him walking down the street and somebody yelled it to him and we don't know who he is and he wanted to do that may be fair game. I don't know. Somebody's yelling at you, something that you feel offended by, and you want to yell back in offense. Hand washing hand to that, right? So I want to know from you, is there a time where cursing and classiness can coexist? Do we have to clean our potted mouths in order to be respected? Or is there a time where even the classiest of ladies can still use a good curse word the proper way? That's tea to me. You tell me. Okay, this is my last segment for the day. This is our traveling tea. Today, traveling tea, where will we go? What will we do? So I thought one of the things I talked about before was places that I had wanted to go. So I wanted to talk a little bit about some of the things I like to do when I do travel, and some places that I've traveled. I was recently asked at a leadership class about one of my favorite vacations. And I have had a lot of great vacations, and no particular vacation came to mind. Because a lot of them came to mind. I should say that a lot of vacations came to mind, but one particular incident came to mind. An adventure came to mind, and it was me hiking while we were in St. Lucia. I remember that, and I did that maybe 3 years ago. I can't remember the date, but I'll find some pictures to add. I remember hiking it, and one of the things that made that so important to me is that usually on a vacation, I'm trying to wear the cutest thing ever. I'm trying to, dress to the nines, I'm doing those things that are very cutesy. But as I've grown older, I like the outdoors. I like doing things outside. And I was like, I'm going hiking. I am finding an excursion that has the hiking involved in it. And we hiked the side of a mountain in St. Lucia. And it was such a rewarding experience. It was something that we got to see such a beautiful just view of the ocean. It was amazing. Like I said, I'll add some pictures. But what was your favorite moment on vacation? What's your favorite part of the world to visit? Are you a beach person? Do you like the mountains? Do you like cold weather? Where do you like to go and travel to? And when you do go there, this is something that I like to do. Whenever I go to another country, I like to talk to the natives. I can't stop it. Y'all, I talk to everybody, okay? I talk to everybody. I may not remember your name. I'm probably not going to even remember your face, but I'm going to remember your story. And I'm going to engage with you. I don't care who you are. I'm going to talk to you, because I don't think God has put us on this earth with all of these people to not connect with them, right? So I will go and talk to people, and I like to go out and do native things. Like I want to go into the most common parts of the island that I'm visiting, whatever the area is. I want to know what the locals are doing. When I go and search vacations, I look up local life in so-and-so. And I go and find the local this. I want to go to the market. I want to go to the restaurants. I want to go somewhere where I'm going to see a lot of local people and not what's put on. Because I feel like what's put on is usually going to be something that they have gotten some data on that says people that come to the island, they want to see X, Y, and Z. Well, I want to see how people really live and to understand what it would look like to be a transplant of that area. Because at one point, I'm telling y'all, I'm going to be an expat. I probably have dual citizenship somewhere, but I'm not staying in these United States all of my life. I'm going to be staying somewhere else. Give me some visas or something. So I done told y'all, if y'all want to go with me, you better comment below, go to my website, get added to some kind of distribution list so we'll know who wants to be traveling with Therapy Diva, so we can go and see a whole bunch of things, see a whole bunch of people, make an impact on this world. That's it. That's it. That's it. And that's all. And I want to thank you for watching this episode of Eating My Soup and Minding My Business with the Therapy Diva. Come back next week.